Listen, I'm used to diving with sharks, but this was over the top.
Sharks all over me. Everywhere I look, there's just sharks.
As you've just seen, I had an incredible trip recently shooting some of my favourite eating fish. Andrew Jones and I jumped in the car and drove through the night, headed way north, and we had a beautiful day for weather and an incredible day for fish. We kicked off the day, we started in the shallows, hunting some new ground that I'd never really dove before, and found some amazing fish that I didn't expect on that ground. We launched the boat before sunrise and headed out and had a fair run offshore. I decided to dive some area that I've not really dove before, and it's only shallow in the 10 to 15 metre range. And this spot was just incredible. There was so much fish. First dive I looked, there was Maori sea perch, there was Moses perch, there was manta ray swimming through, there was just so many fish on this spot. Second dive, I hit the bottom and I was laying there in about 13 metres of water, and a really nice scarlet sea perch, a really nice largemouth nanny guy swam straight up to me. I couldn't believe my luck to see a fish like this in 13 metres of water, and it was a great start to the day. After I threw the largie in the boat, I dove again, and I landed on an area that wasn't quite as fishy, but it had some really, really nice big cod. And in amongst them was a beautiful Maori cod. I love eating these fish, taste like coral trout, really sweet. And luckily, this one didn't get spooked by the big Morgan's cod that swam away. Incredibly enough, I shot a bait fish as well as shooting that Maori cod, and the thing stayed on the shooting line. Quite unbelievable.
You bite, mate. Got a Maori cod too.
Jonesy and I got a little separated, and after I shot the Maori cod, we bumped into each other, and I watched him dive and hunt this purple cod. Took him a couple of dives, but finally he nailed a really nice purple himself.
Closer to him early.
Jonesy swam his purple cod back to the boat, and I was figuring it's probably time to move. But as I was thinking myself to head back to the boat, this wahoo swam out of nowhere. I could not believe it. In 12, 13 metres of water, big 20 kilo wahoo swam up to me. I dove on it and tried to shoot it, and it just knew what I was all about and swam away. I was a bit disappointed, and before I got to turn off my camera, I turned around and this massive school of bluefin swam up to me. I dove down, northern bluefin, long-tailed tuna, dove down, and they just spooked and completely vortexed me. I picked my fish and I shot a nice one just under the 10 kilo mark. From that, we stayed in the area for a little bit longer, and Jonesy and I split up completely, and I was looking for that school of bluefin again. I swam right out to the edge of this reef, and there was a big shark come through. As I was watching the big shark come through, it was followed by that school of bluefin again. I got lucky enough to shoot a second one. You might notice with both of those bluefin, just as I was about to pull the trigger, the camera drops. Those bluefin was spooking in that school, so I was trying to keep my eyes off the fish that I was shooting.
Not often we get big tuna vortexes. Second one for the day, that's gold. Perfect eating size. Great. Good.
After shooting the second bluefin, things got a bit quiet, so we headed on into a bit deeper water to target some different species. First dive on a new rock, I hit the bottom and there was a few jobfish swimming around in the distance. And they didn't quite come in close enough. Then a really nice grassy, one of the tastiest fish in the ocean, came in and gave me a really good shot at it.
Big grass dog, eh? You can swim with the jobbies, you look bigger than the jobbies. Yeah.
We moved down the reef just a little bit to another area that was looking really fishy on the sounder. The first dive, I came down and it was really fishy. There was jobfish, small tuskies, there was red emperor, and some filthy big bull sharks. I saw the red and that was my first choice. I wanted to shoot the red emperor. I poked away at this bull shark, pushed him away, and fortunately took off a little bit, gave me space so I could shoot the red.
God, those sharks are just all over me. I landed on the bottom of that big one. Oh, he was on top of me. I was just trying to shoot a jobfish and he was like there.
After the red, I dove again because I'd seen some nice jobfish on the dive before. I landed just probably 15-20 metres away from where I was, and I was laying the other side of the rock. And I just began to scratch, and I noticed some jobfish off in the distance and they wouldn't quite come as close as I wanted them to. Just kept scratching, nice big cod come in front of me. Finally, a really nice jobfish, 10 kilos, just swam right in front of me, stoned.
Two nice tuskies there. And then a real big jobby came in. And then I went to shoot the big job and he spooked and then the tuskies were gone. And I'm like, fuck, that's gonna die.
That spot was so fishy, I just had to dive again, even though I knew the bull sharks were getting a little feisty. I dove and got to the bottom, and on the way down, saw a nice tusky that I wanted to shoot. But that bull shark again, as soon as I hit the bottom, straight at me, and this one was big, 8 foot, fat. I gave him a shove away. And in come the tusky. Fortunately, he sat right in front of me and I stoned him. After shooting 3 really nice fish on this spot, I was keen to dive again because there was a lot more really nice jobfish down there. I seen a couple other tuskfish and another red, and I decided to dive again. This time when I hit the bottom, there was a big school of trevally and 4 huge bull sharks. And they were friendly, they were right on top of me. Listen, I'm used to diving with sharks, but this was over the top. I realized that I just was not gonna land a fish. I'm outnumbered, I pushed one off, pushed another off, and they just kept coming, so it was time just to move on.
Everywhere I looked, there was just sharks. Like pushed off 3 sharks.
We moved a little bit deeper, and I was looking actually to find some purple cod. First dive, I came down on the rock, and when I got to the bottom, I noticed there was 2 really nice purple cod there. One around that 8 kilo mark, and the other one I figured was around about that 10, 11 kilos. The big one was so fat, but he was also so wary, and he hung off that first dive. I hung for a little bit, but he just wouldn't come back. I headed up and prepped to do a second dive. When I came down on that second dive, I got to the bottom and he was sitting right on the edge of that rock. This time he just wasn't so wary and he just gave me a half a second shot. Fortunately, I stoned him and grabbed him and carried him back to the surface with me.
I don't know if he's as big as I thought he was. He's just spewing up bait. Spin it off? Yeah, spin it.
It was getting late in the afternoon, and from there we decided to make a big move to an area where I've shot some really nice fish in the past. I was drifting along preparing to dive, and as I was preparing to dive I saw a big school of cobia swim up to the surface, so I just did a bomb dive on the cobia to see if I could shoot one. They looked like they were around 20 kilos. Unfortunately, as I got down to about 5 meters, the cobia bolted, and I figured, you know what, I might as well just swim to the bottom anyway. I got towards the bottom and I looked up and I just saw fish. First fish I saw, a big jobfish just schooled on the bottom. And I looked past the jobfish and I saw snapper, and I was a bit torn. Do I want to shoot a jobfish? Do I want to shoot a snapper? And so I kept swimming down. And as I kept swimming down, I noticed there was some jacks. I looked past the jacks and here was a school of really nice reds. And on top of it was one I knew that was well over 10 kilos. I figured I'm going to pick the biggest red, and that's the fish I want to shoot. Just as I was about to shoot it, the jack swam in front of me, but I stoned a red that went 11 kilos, an absolute beauty.
Big school of red emperor. Big school. There's like 15 of them. Johnny snapper going off his head. Big cobia swam up to me on the surface. So I dove on the cobia and they took off, so I kept going down. I'm like, I'm on my way down now. I look up, I'm like, oh, jobbies, oh, jacks, oh, snapper. Oh my gosh, red emperor everywhere. Big school.
I brought the red to the surface, chucked it in the boat. Jonesy did a drift himself. He also shot a red, which was a nice fish as well.
As soon as I shot this one, that fella come in, and I'm like Comes straight to my Jones.
I thought I'd have one more dive just before the sun goes down, and so I dove again. And as I got down to the bottom, I could see the reds that were still on the bottom. I could see jobbies, I could see jacks. But I saw a really nice snapper, and he was swimming in front of a nice bull shark. Pick that snapper, that's the fish I wanted to finish the day.
Snapper! Shot it right in front of a bull shark. Reds, jacks, snapper. Ah! Jobbies, bull shark.
Just come back from 2 epic days diving up in North Queensland, and let me just say, it was as good as any diving I have done for a long time. I'm about to do some filleting, and I'm filleting probably some of my favourite reef fish and the fish that I really love to eat the most, and pretty pumped about it. If you want to just have a little look at this. Big red emperor, 11 kilos, 10 and a half. Incredibly, that fella there is actually heavier than that fella. They don't look it, but that's the case, so I weighed them. Beautiful big reds, these fish. Black lips, oh, you know they're nasty good ones when they look like that. Oh, 12.6 kilo tusky. Look how thick this fella is through. This fella you'd think would be heavier, but not. The tusky is. This fella here is a beautiful purple cod. I had to drop the guts out of him because it smelled so bad. He was 11.5 kilos before gutted. He was the fattest purple cod I've ever shot. Full of fish, full of stink, full of hooks and lines. Somebody lost him, unfortunately for them. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Maori cod and big snapper, 5 kilo knobby. And he's a proper knobby. I love it when they look like that. And one of the best eating fish in the ocean. Big grassy, 4 kilo grassy, this fella. Followed by another beautiful eating fish, largemouth nanny guy. Shot this fella only in shallow waters, only like 15 meters of water. Couldn't believe it. Stoked. And look at this. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Northern bluefin tuna, long-tailed tuna. I don't get these fish very often, and stoked. Got some raw fish, and then my favourites to my absolute favourite. Not hard to shoot, but gee, they're hard to find. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's get filleting. And here it is. This is the outcome. About to skin these fish. Got to sharpen my knife again. Bumped the shed, unfortunately. And my knife's got blunt. Those reds, how beautiful and white they are. This one here, I actually shot him in the shoulder, a little bit red. A bit red in this tusky, which is very odd. Maybe just because he came out of like 28 meters, 29 meters of water. Stoned him, and maybe just barra trauma. How is this purple cod? I gutted him because he stunk. Every time he burped, I vomited because he smelled so bad. Beautiful. Maori cod, a bit red also. Oh, that snapper. How's that? That grassy is so lovely. Beautiful, largy. So good. And giveaways. Get out your mongrels. Friends of mine will take those. Samoans, Cook Islanders, and they are gonna love it. Cook them up. So much meat there. Not gonna go to waste, none of this does. Gets all eaten by my friends. So stoked.
Hey guys, I hope this day inspired you. It was a really cool one, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Now, we'd love you to like, subscribe. We'd love you to comment about things that you'd love to see in the future, and get in and go diving.